What's going on, guys? Tristan24 here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are back with the prediction series, another season, another set of predictions. Of course, if you are a regular viewer on the channel for some time now, you'll know for the last 10 match weeks in both the Premier League and Championship, I do my match week predictions each week for them. This is the Championship version, of course. If you are interested in the Premier League also, then be sure to go and watch that video as well. But today, I've got for you my Championship predictions. We are also going to be doing a prediction league like last year, so make sure you get your comments in the comment section down below, and after each match week I'll calculate the scores up. So how the scoring for the points works is, if you get the same outcome, the correct outcome of the game, that'll give you 1 point. If you get the exact score, then that will give you 3 points. And if you say West Ham, I don't know why I'm using West Ham, say Huddersfield versus Peterborough, you think Peterborough are going to win but Huddersfield actually win, then that means that you get no points. So hopefully that's clear. Any questions, let me know in the comments, but let's get straight into this. Match week 36, Championship predictions, let's go. The first game we have is on a Friday night. We've got 2 Friday night games this week, and the first one is Huddersfield against Peterborough. Now, Peterborough just had an FA Cup game and they lost to Man City 2-0, not too bad. They were 0-0 at half time. Huddersfield, however, are in the FA Cup still, but they're yet to play their game against Nottingham Forest, which is, I think, Tuesday night or sometime in the near future. For that one, Huddersfield at the moment though, they just seem unstoppable, especially at home. You know, I don't think they've lost a game all season, all calendar year, at home. Whereas Peterborough, they're in a bit of a relegation scrap. This will be a real test for Grant McCann's Peterborough side, but I can't see them getting anything out of this Huddersfield side. I'm going to say 2-0 Huddersfield Town in this one. Next up is another Friday night game, and it's Sheffield United versus Forest. Both teams looking to make the playoffs, however it looks unlikely that both will. In this one, I'm just going to go for a 1-0 to Sheffield United. Sheffield United have been a little bit inconsistent of late as they just lost to Millwall. However, I just feel that Forest, the game's going to catch up to them. Lose once in a while, but I could be easily proven wrong. I'll say 1-0 Sheffield United for this one. Next up is the lunchtime kickoff on Saturday. It is Fulham against Blackburn, a real 6-pointer at the top really, but if you look at it again, not really. It looks all but if that Fulham are going to win the league. Blackburn are in a little bit of a sticky patch. That win last week against QPR will do them the world of good. And in this one, I do think that the hosts Fulham are going to get 3 points here at Craven Cottage. I'm going to go Fulham 2, Blackburn Rovers 1 in that one. Of course, don't think it'll be anything like the reverse fixture of 7-0 Fulham. Can you imagine if it was? Next up is the 3 o'clock kickoffs on the Saturday. Starting off with my team Swansea against Coventry. Now Swansea did just pick up 3 points at the Hawthorns against West Brom on the Monday night. Coventry had to come from behind in added time for the second half to get a point against Preston. This one will be really interesting. I'm gonna back the Swans to get all 3 points here in a 2-0 win. Jake Bidwell coming back to face his former team though. You never know what could happen. I think 2-0. I'm feeling quite confident at this point in time. However, Coventry could easily get something out of this. Next up is Derby versus Barnsley, a real 6-pointer this one at the bottom, and it looks like if anyone will survive, it will be one of Derby and Barnsley. And this game is really crucial. The last few games for Barnsley, they've looked really strong. Derby the opposite. They've looked weak, and before they looked strong, if you could say that really about them, with the young team they have, of course. But for this one, I'm sitting on the fence. 2-2 for this one is my prediction. Next up we go to the MKN Stadium for Hull against West Brom. And I do think that the Steve Bruce era at West Brom is only going to become much more miserable after this match week. I do think the Tigers are going to get a 1-0 win against Steve Bruce's team. And it won't be long until we see the end of Steve Bruce. I think this could be, you know, one of his last games in charge at the Hawthorns. Although this is an away game. But for this one, I'm going to go Hull 1, West Brom 0. Up next is Middlesbrough against Luton. Both teams in FA Cup action this week. Middlesbrough making it through against Spurs, winning 1-0 in that one. And Luton did get knocked out to Chelsea, although they put up a real good fight. And in the end, it was just the quality for Chelsea that got them through in the end in that 3-2. Brilliant game that was. For this one, it's a real 6-pointer. Luton in set, I think Middlesbrough 7th, so it's a real good game this one to watch as a neutral. I'm just going to back the away side for a 2-1. Middlesbrough looked very shaky at the weekend against Barnsley, so that's why. Preston against Bournemouth. Now this one is an interesting one because at the start of the season, Bournemouth went on a really good unbeaten run, and it was Preston that got the win when these teams last met to undo Bournemouth's unbeaten run. This one, I think the same thing could happen. Ryan Lowe at Preston has been brilliant from when he's taken over. A few managers have done that this season in the Championship. And I do think Preston are going to get a surprise victory here, but it won't be a surprise to me. I think they're going to win 2-1 at Deepdale. They're a very good team on their day. Very tough to break down, but we'll see if Bournemouth have the answer. Of course, the last few weeks they've been getting late comebacks, and that's the sign of true winners. However, on a Saturday afternoon at Deepdale, will they be able to do it? I don't think so. 2-1 to Preston, in my opinion. Up next is QPR, and they take on the Bluebirds, Cardiff. Now the record between these two sides is heavily in favour of QPR, and I'm going to back QPR for another win here to get back on track for their playoff race. It's so close in there, 1 or 2 game weeks and you could be really far into the race or drop out a little bit. So this game is really a must win for QPR to get back on track, otherwise they're going to start slipping away and the pressure will get to them. So I think a 2-0 solid home win for QPR in this one. Up next is Reading against Millwall. Millwall took down a really informed Sheffield United team last time out, and they face Reading, who are a little bit inconsistent of late, but have been getting some really valuable points if they want to stay in this division. Can't see them picking up anything here at home. I do think Millwall will come away with all 3 points in a 2-1 away victory. You never know though. Reading could always surprise you in this one, and I have a sneaky suspicion they might get something, but overall I think they're going to back the lads from the den away from home. 2-1 Millwall. Up next is Stoke versus Blackpool. A big mid-table game this. Both teams have been up there this season. They've both dropped off a little bit, and really it looks like they're not going to make it in the end. There's just so many teams in the playoff race this season that are, of course, are higher and have more points and can argue better squads, because Blackpool this season, no one expected them to be doing as well as they did, and they sort of dropped off a little bit, but to be mid-table in the Championship at this point still is remarkable. So Neil Critchley, I think he is one of the best managers in the league, in my opinion. Big fan of him, and it just shows what a remarkable job he's done at Blackpool. Stoke, I do think they're going to get a sneaky 1-0 win in this one, but it will be a very close game in my opinion. The final game of the weekend, it sees Bristol City at home against Birmingham. Now, Bristol very inconsistent, same story really with Birmingham. I think they sit next to each other in the table or thereabouts before this game kicks off. And I can see a lot of goals. Bristol attacking and defence is 2 different stories. You know, attack is really strong. The defence is quite weak, to be fair. And I do need some experience, but good experienced players. It'll be tough. I'm going to back them, though, to get a 3-2 win at home. It'll be goals galore in that one. I'm going for a 5-goal thriller at Ashton Gate. And guys, that is all 12 games for this match weeks. So make sure you do drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Would really appreciate it. If you want to see a watch along for any of these games that are on TV, I'll do my best to do one. Just let me know in the comments. If you want to see Swansea Coventry, for example, if I can find a stream, I'll do it. If you want to see Huddersfield Peterborough or Sheffield United Derby, Forest I mean, let me know in the comments and I'll do my best to do it. If you suggest something, then it increases the chance that I'll do it. But don't forget your predictions, guys. It's week 1 for the predictions that we're doing to get yourself on the prediction league. So make sure you do drop your predictions down below for the games. Just open up a comment from the start of the video, watch it through, comment your predictions as we go along. And yes, I hope you enjoy. As I say, also doing the Premier League one, so make sure you check that video out as well. But I'll see you in the next one very soon, guys. Until then, take care. Goodbye.